name is Amanda and welcome to the Den Creative. For today's pick a card reading, we are going to be figuring out a message from your higher self. If you're new to pick a card readings, I just ask that you close your eyes, take a couple of deep cleansing breaths to try to center your energy and focus in on piles number 1 with the butterfly, number 2 with the yellow calcite, and number 3 with the heartstone. And once you've selected your pile or piles, you can go ahead and check the description box below for the timestamps, and I also try to pin them as the top comment. So without delaying this any further, let's give you a moment to meditate on the cards, and I will see you over at your reading. Alright, group number 1, let's go ahead and find out what message your higher self has for you today. And I'm just going to go ahead and set this butterfly off to the side. Okay, group number 1, let's go ahead and start right up here with this career card. So your higher self wants you to know something about your career. And I feel with what we have surrounding this career that maybe a lot of you have felt really dejected about your career or hopeless or helpless in some way. Maybe just apathetic, like what you're doing for a job just really doesn't feel or fill your cup up or fuel your fire. I'm trying to say two things at once. But what I'm really getting from this is that I did not light my candles. That's what I'm getting from this. Let me do that real quick. Okay, now that that's taken care of, let's get back into this. But I'm really feeling for you guys that, you know, something just is off in your career, or you just feel like maybe you've been stuck or just don't have much of a direction. But what's around this career card here is telling me that you are about to tap into something that is going to put you on a new trajectory or just catapult you to heights you hadn't realized were even possible for you, which is amazing. So let's figure out what we are going to be doing, or what you actually are going to be doing to get this ball rolling in your career. So the first card I'm really being called to is this number 18, the tree card, let them go. And 18 adds up to a 9. So what I'm really feeling is there is a ending, a very, very distinct ending, because we have this tree on fire, and once a tree lights on fire, it's almost pretty much a guarantee that that tree's life is over. But that doesn't mean that everyone's career, oh, my career is over, because look what we have here. We have this tree just full of life, full of leaves, and there's this rainbow circle around this tree. So it's like your career itself is protected, but there may be aspects within your career that are on their last legs or that need to end so you can have a rebirth or some sort of phoenix rising from the ashes moment. So for some of you, that could look like changing and shifting your career completely to something totally different. But for others of you, this just looks like letting go of some toxic cycles or negative thought loops within your career that are really holding you back. And once that happens, wow, and it will happen. That's what I'm seeing here for you guys. It will happen, and I feel like it will happen within the next 3 months for sure for you guys. That's just a number that came right to my head. So I'm now being called down here to this connect with your womb card. Number 15, 1 plus 5 is 6. And what I really want to say about this is that 6 is that very unconditional, loving, motherly, nurturing kind of energy. So it feels to me like you're either going to be working in a career with women or children where you're really taking care of others, or maybe even like a stay-at-home mom where you are really stepping up your game, or becoming a first-time mom to begin with, and maybe you're leaving your career to go on maternity leave for some of you. But what I'm seeing for the most part in general is that you guys have this more sacred connection that you want to have with your career. You want to feel more fulfilled. You want to feel more motherly and nurturing, and like you're making a difference in this world is really what I'm seeing. And that womb energy is tied in with your sacral chakra, which is that orange energy within your womb energy. And it really is that creative life force within us. You know, that womb will create a physical child, will actually create a new human being, which a soul will incarnate into or around, however you see that. But I'm feeling like you guys want to give birth to something really big and beautiful within your career, that it really doesn't have anything to do with birthing physical children, although for some of you it can. But for the most part, right as I said that, I saw someone wanting to step into being a surrogate for a family member, or just being a paid surrogate for someone who can't have children, because maybe you like the pregnancy aspect of that, and that could be some sort of financial gain that you get from that. But I think that's just for literally like one specific person. But for the most part, you guys just want to feel like your career is your child or your baby, where you can really nurture it and watch it expand and grow, and really be this like role model to your career, like the parent role in your career. I hope that makes sense. That sounds kind of weird and out there, but I hope you're getting what I'm trying to say about that. But then with this gold card, it says you don't need someone else to fix you. Number 36, we have another 9. Both of these cards here add up to a 9, which is an ending. So there is a very distinct ending in a career. Again, that does not mean your career itself is over and gone up in flames like this tree here. It just means there are certain aspects within your career that are over, or you're just wanting to move on from because it's no longer serving you and you don't feel any fulfillment in, maybe not your career as a whole, but certain parts of your career like drain your life force is really what I'm seeing. But now I'm being called down here to this Call of the Muse card, number 3 plus 1, or 31. 3 plus 1 is 4. So you have the support of your guides, your angels, the universe, God, the muse. You have the support of the muse. And pairing this up with that womb or sacral chakra energy is amazing. It's huge. It's like fire, but in a good way. It's not burning something down. It's like purifying something to create something completely new. So, and I'm getting crown tingles right as I say that. So I think for some of you, at the time of your watching this reading, you may not even know what direction this is going to go yet. But again, over the next 3 months, I see this really unfurling for you and really expanding. And like you may even have this little, and right as I say that, my one candle here is freaking out. So I feel like you're going to get this little spark of an inspiration, just doing your everyday life routine, and something will come to you, and then that idea will be like really exciting, and you'll think about it more, and you'll think about it more, and it'll expand and expand and expand. And I see Jupiter energy really strong in this, and at the time of my posting this, Jupiter is about to go direct, or already has gone direct, depending on when you're watching this. I'll go ahead and put the date right here when Jupiter goes back direct. I actually follow Vedic astrology, so Jupiter is about a sign behind what you would consider in your Western astrology, but I want you to take whatever resonates for you, because the signs or the planets go direct and retrograde at the same time, whether you are doing sidereal or Western astrology, tropical astrology. So whatever resonates for you, take that information. But whatever house Jupiter is about to go direct and station direct and then start moving forward again in is a very important house for you guys. And if you are someone who follows Vedic astrology, it is currently in Sagittarius and going to be going into Capricorn over these next few months. It's going to be a very fast transit before it goes back retrograde in Capricorn one more time before going into Aquarius. But in Western astrology, I believe that Jupiter is still in Capricorn, and also wherever Jupiter falls in your chart is going to be very important for you expanding and ways you can expand this career. And your career house can kind of be shared between your 6th house, which is your daily routines. A lot of people's daily routine is going to work, and also your 10th house, which is, the main career house as we see it. So your 6th and 10th houses are really going to play a role in what's going on, what your higher self wants you to know about this career change or move or kind of rebirth that you are making in your career. And our last card here is the number 46. 4 plus 6 is 10. 1 plus 0 is 1. A new beginning. You have a new beginning, and it is an uncharted sea card. This is uncharted. This is unprecedented in your life. So this may not be a career that's uncharted for the humanity at large, but it may be something, the direction you're wanting to go is something uncharted, at least for you. Something either you've never thought of going after or doing. Sorry, my voice is kind of losing a little bit. We have major smoke here the last 2 to 3 weeks because of all the wildfires here in the US. So I do apologize for my voice, but I want to finish getting your message out. But whatever this is for your career, it's uncharted to you, and it's exciting, and it's making you feel re-inspired, because I see here from her sacral going up into her solar plexus chakras here, we have this beautiful bright yellowy orange light coming through that, and I hope I can focus on that. Okay, I hope you can see that with my lighting situation here, but right here near her sacral chakra is that beautiful orange and yellow light. And the fact that it's almost indistinguishable, like is it orange, is it yellow, is telling me you're blending your womb energy with your solar plexus energy, that more confidence and your soul just shining in this world and feeling like you matter and what you're doing has fulfillment and matters and has purpose in the world. So if you've had this sense of, nothing feels good, nothing feels purposeful, just know that that's about to blow wide open for you and change and you're going to discover something that's going to be so fulfilling to you and so exciting, and is going to be this big transformation and rebirth moment in your career. So I really hope this message from your higher self resonated. If it did or didn't, you'll have to let me know below what you thought and any stories you want to share with everyone. And as always, you guys, thanks again so much for all your likes, comments, shares, subscribes, and all the things. And I really, truly do hope to see you back at the Done Creative. All right, bye. All right, group number 2, let's go ahead and find out what message your higher self has for you today. And I'm going to go ahead and move this yellow calcite over here to the side. All right, group number 2. So we're going to go ahead and start with this card right here in the middle. And I do want to apologize for my voice. We've had some really thick and heavy smoke here in Montana over the last 2 to 3 weeks, and it's really getting to me. We finally have a little bit of rain out there. Hopefully it'll bring some of that smoke down and we can breathe a sigh of relief and some fresh air for once. But that's not why you're here. I just thought I'd let you know why my voice is a little on and off today. So we have the financial health card for you guys, and some of you may have actually selected group number 1 because this is really tied into a career move, I think, for many of you. With financial health, I feel like you guys already know what to do because we have this voyage card here. It says you already have all the answers, and it's a number 34. 3 plus 4 is 7, so that very spiritual number. So I'm feeling like you are really taking your financial, your budget, your finances, your income, all things that represent your finances in your life. You're kind of taking it back to basics, because here she has this paper map, whereas most people, if they want to access a map in today's society, they will grab their phone and go to Google Maps or their GPS or something like that. But because she has a paper map out here, it tells me you guys are taking things back to basics. You're simplifying things. Maybe you've overcomplicated all of the things in your financial world. And this is just saying you are taking it back to basics. You are really kind of almost, for some of you, starting from scratch. Like, okay, the budget I've had in place or the way I've been managing my money or operating things just hasn't been working. So I'm going to maybe look for some sort of online class to help me figure out how to budget, to help me figure out how to figure out what bills need to be paid, what ones I can maybe, I'm seeing someone with like a lot of subscription boxes, or like Patreon subscriptions, or maybe magazine subscriptions, some sort of subscription where you're paying a fee every month to get an item or a service in return. And I feel like many of you guys are going to be dialing that back quite a bit, because you're kind of looking to your financial future and thinking, there is this goal I have. Maybe some of you want to buy a home or a car or something that is going to make your life better and easier, and your higher self is just wanting you to know the best way to reach that goal is to really examine what it is you're spending your money on, where your money's going every month, what sort of expenses can you maybe cut back on to be able to take that chunk of change you were putting toward the subscription boxes or the whatever it is, the daily coffee habit. I think for some of you, going through the drive-thru and getting some coffee every day, that really adds up over a month's time, and then over a year's time, that's an even bigger number. So I see you guys cutting, and it's not like you're just cutting everything off and like living off of nothing and counting pennies and eating ramen every day. Like, I don't see it like that. I see it as just a shift. Like, you're just shifting things around and really making your finances stretch and work for you every month is really what I'm seeing. But it's like, I see you with like this stethoscope, like a doctor, financial health. I see you like a doctor with a stethoscope, and you like have this stack of bills here, and you're putting the stethoscope up to the stack of bills like, is there a heartbeat there? I don't think I feel a heartbeat here. Let me feel over here. Okay, yep. Okay, yep, I feel something here. Yep, okay, here. Yes, okay. That's what I see. Like, you're really, like a doctor examining a patient. Like, you're really examining things and trying to, tweak things and work things around to see, okay, maybe like a doctor would prescribe a certain medication or a certain type of therapy for someone to be able to get better. And I see you doing something very similar in your financial life. So then with this number 8 card, it says here, wings. You never needed those wings to fly. So I think many of you have been overcomplicating, going back to basics like we were saying, overcomplicating your financial situation. Maybe you've been thinking that you need to work so hard to get all the money you need to cover all your expenses every month and be able to save and be able to go after a goal that you have and. Like, I just see you like, over complicating things is really what I'm seeing. And this is saying, wings. You never needed those wings to fly. That's just telling me that you have more abundance and finances than you know you do. And I don't know if that actually means like you check your bank account and there's actually more money in there than you thought, or maybe you had some of your money tied up in stocks or CDs and you kind of forgot about a certain stock or CD and now it's really gained a lot of money. Or for some of you, that even could look like inheritance or some sort of gift from a loved one that are just looking to help you out in some way. And I think for those of you who are especially like under the age of 20, 25 maybe, this is your parents helping you or grandparents helping you. Maybe you're living or moving back home so that you can save that money to be able to buy that house or buy that car or whatever it is you're wanting to do in long term. But with this never needing those wings to fly, it's like, it's almost like I'm picturing you thinking you need to do X, Y, Z all the way through, but this is saying no, you're overcomplicating that. Just simplify it down, because you already have a lot of the resources you're gonna need to make any kind of goals or payments that you need to make coming up in the next 2 months. And 2 months is the time frame I'm getting for you guys to really get your finances back on track, or you're gonna get some sort of lump sum payment from somewhere, some of you, maybe some sort of settlement or court case that's been tied up, or child support payments, or I see someone like having won some sort of lawsuit. So that could be for just very specific people. Not everybody's gonna resonate with that. But others of you, it's like something you've been looking forward to is coming up in the next 2 months, to where you're either benefiting from that financially or you're finally paying something off. I think someone's finally paying off something that's been haunting them for a very long time, some sort of past debt or something. I see someone paying their car off, which is a pretty big deal, because that's, say $3 to $4 to $8, depending on what kind of car you have, $800 more a month you're going to have to put into your savings or toward other bills to pay off other debts and whatever. So then we have number 15 card here, a powerful move. So this is reminding me that you guys have the power. It's like the chessboard. I'm seeing this ball almost like a chessboard that has been reconstructed or reconfigured into something else. It's not your black and white squares or your, darker wood, lighter wood squares that you would have in your typical chess or checkerboard. This is like they've taken the dark spaces and put them out here, the light spaces and put them here, and really reconfigured them. And that's what I see you guys doing with your financial health. You're just reconfiguring, you're moving money around from account to account, or paying off this debt and then consolidating this money and having this money here. And then here with this dance card, I'm seeing 1 + 8 is 9. So there is an ending of a cycle within your finances. Like if there was something you were wasting a lot of money on, I see you really stepping up and saying, you know what, I can't really be doing that all the time anymore. I need to, kind of man up for just a couple of months or so to really get myself back on track for some of you. But for others of you, this is just leaving behind some of your beliefs surrounding money and your finances and, being more open. Her arms are open, her arms are up, and she's just flowing with what's coming and going around her. So I'm feeling like belief systems or, feeling like you will never have enough abundance in your life. Those kind of belief systems are really shifting over these next 2 months for you guys. And it's looking really beautiful and like you're freeing yourself. So for many of you, you are paying off some sort of debt that makes you feel more free in the world. Like you don't have to work so hard to make so much money because that debt is now paid off. But going back to this number 15, 1 plus 5 is 6, which is that unconditional love, maternal kind of number. So I'm feeling like you guys are really going to start loving yourselves and taking care of yourselves. And if you're someone who really loves the self-care and really goes out and, does their nails all the time, does the eyelashes all the time, get your hair done all the time. It's not saying that you can't still do that, but I think many of you with your reconfiguring of finances, you're going to start doing a lot of that stuff at home, I think. Maybe not your hair, but some of you would. But I'm thinking like your nails, maybe even your eyebrows, like, just your general maintenance that you may have gone to a salon or some sort of spa to help you with that. And not to say you can't do that every once in a while, but I think you guys are just really, reconfiguring those finances to make that money we're spending every month or every couple of weeks on specific things, you're going to make it stretch into other areas to really free yourself financially is what I'm seeing. Because with this dance, I just feel you're very free. You're freeing yourself from like debt and just the restraints you had around your financial health. So then number 37, we have the Oracle's Gift. And I'm not even sure what this card means, so I'm going to just go ahead and read the key elements because this deck is still pretty new to me. So I'm just going to go ahead and read what they say in the deck about this, or in the book. Okay, so the key concepts: second sight, clairvoyance, seeing the future, fate as a future determined by the choices you make now, seeing the signs around you, recognizing potential versus absolute determinism. So yes, I mean the word oracle really stood out to me. So yes, being able to know what to do. It's like really trusting your intuition and, all the clairs you have. They're really leading you to freeing yourself financially so you don't feel so burdened and so stuck to working so hard to pay off and do all these things. And then 3 plus 7 is 10. 1 plus 0 is 1, a new beginning. So just like group number 1, after all this reconfiguration and refiguring, you guys have a new beginning in your financial future. And it looks really beautiful because we do have a rainbow here and everything just looks really good. And I'm reminded here with this bonsai tree that, with a bonsai tree, people are constantly sculpting and shaping it and just cutting off just a little bit here, a little bit there to really shape it into what they want to see. And I feel you guys are doing much the same with your finances in the next couple of months. So that was your message from your higher self. I really do hope this resonated. It was very specific with this financial card here, just as group number 1's was very specific with their career. So I hope this resonated. If it didn't, you may want to select another pile. But as always, you guys, thanks again so much for all your likes, comments, shares, subscribes, and all the things. And I really, truly do hope to see you back at the Den Creative. All right, bye. All right, group number 3, let's go ahead and find out what message your higher self has for you coming up. And I just wanted to start this out by saying that my voice is a little bit come and go because we are going on about 3 weeks here in Montana with these wildfires. The smoke is just out of control. Like, I've never seen anything like it in all my years. But yeah, it's really getting to my voice as of now, so I really do apologize for the raspy voice, but that's not why you're here, so let's go ahead and find out what message your higher self has for you. Okay, so much on par with groups 1 and 2, you guys have some big changes coming up in your life, and I think this is just really tapping into those collective energies that the human race as a collective. There are some really big shakeups and really big changes on the horizon for the rest of 2020 if you're watching this at the time of my posting, and going into 2021. But if you're watching this at a later time, this is a timeless reading, so whatever resonates for the time that you're currently in, there are still big changes up ahead for you guys. But your first card here, we have prosperity, which is absolutely beautiful because I feel like many of you have really felt like, you don't have enough of, whether it's food or a good place to stay, a nice bed to sleep in at night, or, just your material things. I think many of you have been struggling, maybe even financially, to just have enough to feel like the dollar will stretch as far as it needs to every month to cover bills and just pay for everything you need. But it feels to me like that is changing, and I got the number 4 months for you guys. I got different month ranges for groups 1 and 2, but 4 months is what I'm seeing for you guys, because this is going to be a transitional period for you guys, and it's going to take about 4 months for you to, I'm feeling for many of you, this is having to do with your belief systems around your finances, around money, around abundance, around prosperity. Your belief systems are really changing, and in a good way. Like, you're letting go of what's not serving you as far as that lack mentality, and you guys are really embracing the future and knowing that there is something better on the horizon than what you've been experiencing in your life up until now. And I'm really being drawn over here to the mural card. 2 + 5 is 7, a very spiritual number. It says, mural, be your own first priority. So I think many of you have maybe been spending money on other people, or spending money to maybe even, I'm not trying to call anyone out, but I think for a select few of you, you may have been spending money to kind of keep up with your friends or keep up with your family. Maybe you've been going out with friends to eat or for drinks after work or something, and just to get out of the house. But that kind of money you're spending on those outings really starts to add up after a while. And this isn't to say that you can't keep going out and hanging out with friends, but I'm thinking for you guys, there's going to be better ways where you don't have to spend so much money to have that fun and have that time with your people. So for many of you, this may look like hosting something at your apartment or your house, or having another friend be the one to host, or maybe you guys just kind of take turns hosting, who has who over, and BYOB, or bring your own food, or potluck style, something like that, to where you're still getting that fellowship and that hanging out time in without having to spend so much money. And sometimes that almost feels richer because you're not having to keep your voices down in a crowded restaurant or bar. You're able to just have fun and relax and be yourself and be comfortable on a couch, maybe even in your jammies if you have some sort of like grown-up kind of sleepover or something with your girlfriends or your bros, whoever you are, whoever you're hanging out with, where you can just be more comfortable and be more yourself. But I feel like for many of you, this sense of prosperity that you're wanting to bring into your life, feeling abundant, is really going to start with yourself, and by putting yourself first. I think many of you, especially if you are in a relationship, and here come the tingles, so especially if you've been in a relationship with someone, you've maybe just been putting their needs first and what they want to do. Maybe you're doing the things they want to do all the time, and you're really not putting yourself first, or even allowing yourself some alone time to be able to be creative in your life. I think that's very important to these people. I think that's very important to my group number 3 here. You guys are very creative beings, and maybe you haven't been creating as much as you would like to because you've been so busy grinding, trying to make that coin, trying to please everybody around you. But this is the time over these next 4 months where that's almost going to come to a grinding halt for some of you, where you're not going out with friends at all. Some of you, you're just kind of really retreating into your own, almost like a hermit mode, and not in like a depressive way. I don't see it like that. I just see this as you really wanting to focus on you and work on you, and pick up past hobbies that you may have put on the back burner, or learn new things. I see someone sitting here like with a tarot deck or oracle cards, and you're like, okay, finally I'm gonna learn how to read the tarot. I'm gonna learn how to read these oracle cards and do this, because I feel like you just have this affinity for like 8th house things, like the occult, mysticism, tarot, divination, maybe even like I see like true crime or like cold case type stuff, where you're wanting to solve all the mysteries of life like a detective. So maybe you're like going down rabbit holes online and researching things, but your higher self wants you to know that wherever it is you're feeling called, whatever it is you're wanting to learn or spend more time doing, that's your higher self's way of letting you know you're on the right path. Follow those rabbit holes into your own inner self, and detectiving, I don't even think that's a word, but being that detective and uncovering those 8th house things, because I feel like you guys are going to be uncovering secrets from your past, like your past lives, or stuff in your past, like maybe in your lineage. I don't mean like secrets from the past, like, oh, so-and-so is cheating on me. I don't mean it like that. I mean like things that have been hidden from you, like maybe your hidden talents, or hidden past life gifts, or stuff that you maybe done as a child that has just not really been on your radar lately is kind of coming back full circle for you to examine again. So that could look like family stuff that you're diving into. Maybe you're diving into your ancestry, stuff like that, but you're really digging deep within your own self and into research, many of you. So then with this number 37, it says, great, endings are inevitable. So there is some sort of distinct ending, and I think that this comes at that point where you want to go into that hermit mode, and I don't feel it's really bad. It's just, it's something you've known for a long time needs to end. So maybe it's a job, or maybe you're moving to a different location across town, or getting a different car. It doesn't have to always, endings don't always have to be big and blunt and horrible. Sometimes they can be refreshing and like a breath. I just see someone like taking this deep sigh of relief, like finally, okay, now I can move forward, because you have the number 37. 3 plus 7 is 10. 1 plus 0 is 1. New beginning. And she's looking up here into the clouds, and there's the ship here. So that may have symbolism for some of you. Maybe you look up at the clouds and see what are called cloud ships. And I'll go ahead and put a little picture over here so you can see what I'm talking about when I say the words cloud ship. But many of you may be in communication with your, what you would maybe call star family, or your ancestors, or beyond the veil in some way, where you're really wanting to communicate with maybe even the dead, as we call them here in this earth plane, but they are not really dead. They just transition to something else. Endings are inevitable, but with every ending comes a new beginning, fresh, beautiful new beginning. And I'm really seeing this for you guys, like this is an internal thing where you're gonna find this inner prosperity that you didn't know existed. It's like I just see you like digging into your own heart and finding this treasure chest just full, chock full of talents, of gifts, of gratitude, of just all the good things in life. And it's buried so deep in there. You're gonna have to go and do the work and go into that hermit mode a little bit to find it. But once you find it, it's like, wow, this is just absolutely amazing. And we have the number 47 here with sacred reverence. And we have, it might be hard to see up top here, but we have this card. I'm gonna go ahead and focus. Reach. Okay, there we go. So we have a key right here, and then there's this heart of earth, like an earth-shaped heart, or an earth-shaped heart, a heart that is the earth, that is shaped like a heart. If I could speak today, that would be great. And then the hands also have a map of the earth on the hands as well. But right in the middle of this heart that this hands are making, there's more than one. I'm like trying to get this out. I'm so excited that I'm like stumbling over my words. I'm so sorry, you guys. But this key is going to unlock that peace within you, that treasure chest within you that is just dying to come out, because that is where your prosperity is. It's been with you the whole time, and many of you just didn't even know it existed, or maybe you're like, well, those days are gone. I remember that feeling, but I can't get it back. Everything just seems so hard, and nothing I do really pans out. But that's changing, you guys. That's changing over these next 4 months, and your belief systems have a major role in this. It's like 80% of what we're talking about here has to do with your belief systems and the way you think about yourself, the way you think about others, the way you think about money and finances and prosperity and abundance. It's all changing for the better, you guys, and I'm so excited. You guys have also this number 34. I'm going to focus on this one too. We can reach, there we go. We have another key and another lock or keyhole right here. So that place within you, that keyhole, that lock that's within you, the key is right next to it for you guys in both cards. The key is right there, ready for you to pick up that key and go within and unlock what it is you need to unlock within yourself to tap into that beautiful prosperity. Your higher self is like, I don't want to say they're like shaking you, like, wake up, it's right there, but it's almost like that. But it's more like they are that parent on Christmas waiting and watching the children get ready to open their gifts. Like, they're so excited to see what's coming up for you guys, and they're so excited they get to play it out with you. That's what your higher self really wants you to know, is that these next 4 months are going to be huge for you guys in tapping into this inner knowledge, this inner wisdom, this prosperity within you that is just like shaking to get out. I just see like this treasure chest full of coin just shaking, and it's making the most beautiful noise of like coins just shifting together and rubbing and tapping together. Oh, I love it. Whoa, that is powerful stuff, you guys. Then here we have the number 16. So we have 2 7s on the board. No, we have 3 7s on the board. 34 is 7 as well, 16, 25. That is very spiritual. So this is a very spiritual transformation that you are making in your life. So some of these endings just may be focusing so much on the grind and the 3D. It could be as simple as that or as hard as that. I say it's simple, but it's not easy. It is very simple, but it's not easy. So I like to say that like 3 or 4 times, because you need to like get it in your head, because you know that you can say things all day long like, oh yeah, I just need to do X, Y, and Z. And it seems so simple on the surface. Like you think, all I have to do is 3 things. I can do that. But when you really start getting into it and doing the work, it's not easy. It's simple, but it's not easy. That's what your higher self keeps saying to me. It's simple, but it's not easy. But you guys are willing to put in the work, because you're putting yourself first as the first priority and really making yourself, I see it as like this blank canvas that you're finally picking up the paintbrush and dipping it in the paint and ready to start painting. And it's going to be a new painting in a more spiritual and new direction for you guys, because with make an altar, I feel like this altar you're making, you can make a physical altar, but I think for many of you, this altar that you're creating, it's within yourself. You're making your own vessel, your own inner knowing, your own soul, your altar. You are bowing down at your own altar within yourself. And that sacred reverence, it's like you're revering your sacred self, and you're really letting that sacred self step more into you, or you're stepping more into that sacred self, however you want to look at that, and allowing that higher self to take control of the driver's seat a little more than you're letting your ego take control of it. And that's a beautiful thing when we can step aside and let our higher selves lead the way. That's that higher self is that intuition. It's that sense of knowing. It's, you know, trusting yourself above all others, because your higher self in there and out there, it's everywhere around you and in you and around you. That higher self knows you inside and out, sideways, forward, and back. That higher self knows your highest good at all times, because it is you. You are it. And you are going to be trusting that and following that higher self into your depths of your soul to find that beautiful prosperity that is just waiting for you to get it and waiting for you to unlock it. You have the key already to unlock it. So that is so beautiful and so powerful, and I really do want to hear what you guys have to think about this or have to say about this down below, because this did get pretty deep, and I love to talk to you guys as much as I can. So thank you guys again so much for all your likes, comments, shares, subscribes, and all the things, and I really truly do hope to see you right here back at the Done Creative. All right, bye!